We are live in Access Consciousness Europe, Fiona. We're live.
We're really alive. Now we know it. We're on Facebook Live.
We are really alive. We are really alive. Hello, everyone. My name is Rachael O'Brien. I'm just going to go on over and see who is watching. My name is Rachael O'Brien, and this is God. We've known each other quite a while now, haven't we?
Quite a while. Yes. 7 years, I think. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we've been through the good, the bad, the ugly. We've had many conversations about how wonderful life is, and we also have had times in our lives where, like, oh my God, sometimes it challenges, and yeah. So we are going to have a chat today. Fiona chose to become. I'm a Joy Business Facilitator. And Fiona is a Joy of Business Facilitator. She had no resistance to Joy Business whatsoever.
Just, I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
So we are going to talk to you today about the Joy of Business tools and what they changed for us. And so let's start somewhere where we can give people a sense of what the Joy Business tools are about and how they're a different way with business. Okay, so you were telling me that you were an accountant for how long?
Oh, too long. 20 years. I admit to, maybe a few more.
Yeah, you were an accountant for 20 years, and you worked in mainstream. You did quite a bit of travel.
Yeah, I did a lot of traveling. So I was an accountant in a way that worked for me. So I traveled a lot, had a lot of fun with languages, and
yeah. And so one of the things that about Joy Business, it's not actually, judgment is not the source at which it's created from. Contrary to
it makes me laugh talking about accountancy in the corporate world, and then that it's just like
it's like nuts. Yeah. It's so often the tools of Access Consciousness can create so much change. And what I've noticed as a Joy Business Facilitator, Fiona, is that people have some type of barrier where they don't allow the Joy Business tools contribute to the generation and creation of business. And when they do, when they actually start asking questions in regard to business, like, what do we know about business? What if judgment isn't the source of creation of business? What if consciousness is? What do you know, and what would you like to tell people?
So I don't think I'd realized how much I was still using judgment as the source of creation of my business.
Cool.
Like it was actually only, I was just saying to Rach, I did the facilitators training first, because I hadn't actually admitted to myself that I was going to facilitate it. It was just going to be doing the facilitators training, and I could scarcely stay present with my Zoom on. It was so challenging to me, and I was having these flashbacks to the past. And my sense of me is that when I was like 22 and went into the accounting world, I was kind of like this sweet fairy thing. I was like, hey, let's go, let's do this, let's do that. And it was like, boom, no, you can't create business like that. That's not how we do it. And I had all these flashbacks to things that I hadn't even known cognitively at the time. That I
energetic.
Energetic
conclusions.
That I had the joy of business. And one of the things that stuck out for me that first evening with Simone was your life is your business is your life. I was like, oh my God, it's like I had that sense when I was like 22 and I spoke French and German. I was like, hey, let's go around Europe and have a party and do business. And that was my point of view. And it was just all the projections, expectations and stuff from other people. It's like I just lost that. I just lost me. And in the process, when I became an Access, I got very ill. And then I realized that through doing this training that everything that I'd learned about business, or everything that I knew about Joy of Business, I'd actually buried and didn't think I could have.
Isn't it so interesting? As you know, one of my best friends in the world, I adore her, is Debbie O'Brien. And Debbie worked in corporate in marketing for a very long time. And when she started working with me and the generation of the business of consciousness, which we're both in, we're not in the business of Rachael O'Brien and Fiona Cutts. Of course, we're the people that are delivering it, but we're actually in the business of consciousness. Consciousness is the source of what we create in the world. And when I started working with Debbie, she used to say to me that every single time she worked with me, that all the old contractive points of views about what she had to be in regard to business, what business is, so what you've just shown me now is that when I facilitate the 1-day business class and the 3-day business class and the pop-up classes, a lot of the times people seem to be paralyzed. It's so funny. They're like,
That's it. That's exactly it. That's the energy.
Okay, thank you for this. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
And what it is that they have been enforced. One of the main energies, Dr. Dane Hare said this during the Joy Business Facilitators. He said, judgment is the source of the creation of business. It's the dominant energy on this planet right now. And 67 Joy Businesses Facilitators came together to be awareness. We are going to choose that awareness is going to be the source. What you know, Access Mantra, empowering you to know what you know. What you know is the source of creation of the business, and I will be that dominant energy. I will be that powerful with this so that we can have something different. So, wow, I mean, I really get that. If you're watching this Zoom, please start to ask questions in regard to business. And what is my point of view of business? What's my point of view? Who have I decided that I'm not in regard to business? And what will occur, what Fiona just said, like the vulnerability that Fiona has, you always surprise me because you're willing to be vulnerable to truly get what you desire to have as your life. You're one of these people. Yeah, it's so cool. So yeah, so for you watching today, please check out the Joy Business. Start with the Joy Business book. If you can get to a class, we highly suggest it. Is this an area that you're going to allow consciousness into? As long as you have a barrier or a wall, you can't. Fiona's laughing. Fiona, what would you say to someone who's watching and they're like, I'm not going to look at this business stuff? What would you say to them? Because your life is your business and your business is your life, and everything in your living is either ease. And if there's an area that you are not willing to be that ease, you're refuting a capacity and ability to create change or to be the catalyst that you be. What would you say to someone?
So it's fun. Yeah, what would I say? That this also, it's joy of business. I would say over the last 3 months, I was just saying to Rach, it's like I've been in Joy of Business boot camp in Montenegro, where I've been in lockdown, and it's like just listening to loads of stuff to become a Joy of Business facilitator. My reality just changing around me. But it's not just my reality around business and my reality around money. There's something about these tools, the Joy of Business, business is your life is your business, that somehow has got me to way more vulnerability with everything in my life. And so what would I say? Does that feel true to you? Is there anything there that I'm saying that feels true to you? And if yes, what if you could choose it now rather than waiting for 4 or 5 years like I did? And it's like, for me, it's been really confronting for me.
It really, I'm so glad that you said this, because you said something. You said, now my reality is changing, but you're willing. There's this energy that sometimes we avoid something or we won't look at it. Listen, I did it with money for the first 2 years of Access, and you said it. You said, now my reality is changing. But to change your reality, you've got to be willing to be present with the points of views that are creating that story. And when you say my reality is changing, how much of you going, I'm going to be present with this now? And that presence is the catalyst, and it's the source of change, where you're no longer have a point of view that it's you on your own, that now you actually are allowing the contribution of you with the universe and the presence that you are with those molecules. You're changing your reality. It has to change because you're changing how you look at it. And this is the huge piece with Joy Business. People come into a class. I had someone did the ABM. You love this on Sunday. And right after class, she'd 8 people show up for her bars class.
Yeah.
Because she's willing to she's willing to be business. She's willing to be that energy, that different source for creation, what you know. And it is, we're very different. We're like functional. We're none of us are the same. Fiona has different abilities, capacities, to me, unique abilities, capacities. And it's just incredible when each of us, you said it, step into this space of being present with what we would like to have as our life and living, and the awareness of what's required for that to be in place. To me, that's joy business.
And actually, that's another piece of it. It's like what's occurred for me with using these tools intensely is that I've got way more clarity on what my reality is, and way more awareness of where I was like, oh, this is what an access facilitator does, so that's what I'll do. And it's like, no, I'm so different. And it's interesting, I didn't realize 67 Joy of Business facilitators, it's like we're all so different. And
so different.
It's kind of been a massive invitation to me to be like, okay, yeah, I'm different. Okay, fine. I'm just going to be it now.
And it's so funny because that difference is actually what creates your business. Like
yes,
if you're watching, if you're watching this live now or in the future, that difference that you be is actually what's creating your business. And people don't seem to get that. They have this point of views about what I do. No, you as the difference you be have an ability to actually change, create, be a catalyst for change. And when you're willing to be this, then it's so simple. I think that's probably the reason that we don't get it, because it's too easy. And the girls have a little giggle. You can't be giggling.
Yeah, so, I mean, who knew that having fun, being you, and whizzing. So in the old days, I used to whiz around Europe for the corporate world, and now it's like, hopefully at some point again, I'll be whizzing around Europe. But even, well, it's like creating my life from here in Montenegro. It's like, it's just fun. And what if this is what we've always known was possible? And what if this is really the time to be able to step that into that?
And I really get it. I really get now is the time. So here's your Joy Business Facilitators, Access Consciousness Europe. You can ask what else is possible with my business today. Business, have a conversation with business, allow it to talk to you. Business, who can we add to this project? You know, what businesses are out there waiting to me to contribute? Where can I get paid for being me? And what are the infinite possibilities with clients? What are the infinite possibilities to have more consciousness with business in the world? It is really about stepping out of judgment and stepping into the awareness of what you know and having your voice. It's about, I suppose, really, Fiona, it's about being the voice of possibilities in the world for something different, isn't it?
I love that. Yes. Yes. And it's like in the past, I would have made that so heavy. Oh, now I have to be the voice for possibilities. And it's like, no, actually, voice for possibilities doesn't mean anything. It's just, hey, what can I be to be the voice of possibilities? Oh, that's fun.
There you go. That's the energy. That's the energy. So, folks, we invite you. Thanks for having a chat with me and pinging me.
Thank you.
I consider myself one of the luckiest girls in the world. I wake up in the morning, and usually the days that I'm home are not facilitating. It starts with my phone pinging, hey, can we do this? Can we do this? And this is from What's Next Universe. You know, what can I create today? Who can I contribute to? Who can contribute to me? What can I institute today to generate more money? And thanks for pinging me. And then we create. How does it get?
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
What a life. How do we get so lucky? And anytime you don't know what question to ask what else is possible. What the fuck else is possible beyond anything that we've ever known?
Yes.
Bye from the JCS. Bye.
Bye.